Okay, good morning. I'm going to explain to you why you are wrong and I am right. Every time you have Caesar salad, it's probably not Caesar salad. It's probably some bastardization of it. To my understanding, it's originally I think it's some Italian man that went to Mexico and then invented it there or something like that. Allegedly what the original Caesar salad was, which does not supposedly have bacon, croutons or chicken or anything like that, and whatever sauce you buy at the store is probably wrong. But having said that, I understand that it can be a bit unsatiating without anything else to add to it. So I will make building up to 4 iterations, well technically 5 including the original. So there will be one with croutons, then add bacon to it, and then add chicken to it, and then add poached egg to that. Take out some anchovies. Yeah, probably about this much. We're going to try and make this into a paste.
We're making the anchovies like this. If you're not using a food processor, it does take a long time. I just edited it so it's very quick, but...
Let's grate all the garlic. If you're doing this manually, add salt after you've semi-chopped it. It'll help, paste it. But salt will also just help break it down.
With the dressing, you need egg yolks. I would say I needed 3, I judged. You don't need the whites at all. If you want to save them for something else, that's up to you. Maybe you would just want to eat egg white omelette.
Add a dollop of Dijon. Probably that much. Yeah, about a flat tablespoon. A little bit of Worcester sauce. Black pepper. Initially, just mix it all in.
I would get a whisk if I were you, just a hand whisk, because it'll come in handy very soon.
Oh yeah. Add about like 1 huge lime's worth of juice if it's juicy. Otherwise, like 1.5 to 1.5 to 2. Add drips of oil slowly. Oh, this is tiring.
Just the note, you want to aerate it like as if you're making sort of a mayonnaise with extra ingredients practically. That's why you need the whisk.
Like thick, sort of similar to egg, like untouched egg whites. I think ideally you want Parmesan cheese, but I can't remember what cheese this is. But you just need a strong cheese similar to it. We had a charcuterie board a little bit ago and we don't know what cheese is what anymore. Yeah, it's about this much.
Next, you obviously wash your cos lettuce. I think it's cos lettuce. It could be something else. Cut it up into large chunks. You could tear it up. And in theory, that's all you need for traditional Caesar salad. And then, decorative reasons, put a whole shaved piece of cheese on it.
I have a baguette. You get any white crunchy bread if you want to make croutons yourself. I think I realized, but like, see here. I think if it's a dense bread, you might want to cut it smaller. If it's more airy, cut it into larger pieces. Oh, that's all right. I'm just gonna put this aside. If your butter hasn't been left out for a few hours, just put it in the microwave and soften it. Get your butter. Add a bunch of parsley to it.
This compound butter is for your garlic bread croutons. Optionally, you just need a bit of olive oil and salt to simply do it if you want to go that route.
Preheat your oven to about 200 degrees. If it's not fan forced, then put it at 220. I think the rule is just add 20 degrees if it's not fan forced. Once you've preheated it, we'll chuck it in for 10-15 minutes, depending on how crunchy you want it. You might find it easier to cut it up first. I'm just gonna butter it both sides before I cut it into the shape I want. Align it with this. Just put it on however you, just make sure you space them out a little, you know. Good amount, I guess. Okay, my oven's still heating up, but I got impatient, so what I'm gonna do is I'm still gonna just put it in, just put it in for 15. Okay, there we go. Let's hope for the best. It's alright. You probably put this in like pumpkin soup or whatever. That's good.
Simplistic as it is, that's all you need to do. Just put croutons on top of it. There you got something a little bit more substantial. Yeah, I know. Simply put again, next iteration, I'm just going to put some bacon in, cut it up into bite-sized pieces, small bite-sized pieces, and then don't burn your bacon, but you want to cook it for a while so it becomes all crispy and that sort of stuff. The heat was around medium low, and I did it for a good 10 to 15 minutes. Now it's going to release lots of oil, so you want to pat it dry so it's not too early. Again, simply put, just sprinkle bacon on top. That's variation 3. I'm going to put chicken in the next variation. I want to cut it thin, but not too thin. I lightly scored it just so that both the heat gets in a little bit quicker and I can marinate it a bit more consistently. I went with just salt and pepper, and like you do with steak, just pat it dry. It gets a bit crispy on the outside, a bit easier. To cook chicken breast, ideally, if you don't brine it beforehand, it's a bit tricky to make it juicy. Make sure it's really hot, just like a steak, but you're going to cook it a little bit longer on a slightly lower heat than you would a steak. Just because, well, you need to cook it all the way through, that's the only problem. I'll show you after this, but you can see the nice brown crust, and it's actually quite juicy at the end. If you have to put it back on the pan a few times, I understand. A bit more substantial now, especially with the chicken. But yeah, now you got croutons, bacon, and chicken on the Caesar salad, so you maybe could be happy with that.
Yum.
The rule of poaching, to my understanding, is you want to put a tiny bit of vinegar, like a capful of vinegar, into boiling water, and before you gently put the egg in, like I did, I use a ladle, you want to stir the water so it makes a nice whirly sort of. It's okay to take it out early. I put it in for about 2.5 minutes at most. If you're worried it's a little bit too soft, the residual heat, as I said, will cook it. Okay, this turned out to be the fucking best bit of the entire thing, was actually poaching an egg. That runny yolk and all that mixes with the sauce really well. I don't know what it was. Yeah, you probably get this spammed a lot, but can you like and subscribe the video? If you could share, that'd be also alright. We're trying to make a living here. Trick with chicken is high heat for the shortest time you possibly can. And it says juicy.
Plus all of this is extra. I'd say it's good. I reckon the egg and the whatever this is. Yeah, don't get me wrong, the chicken and bacon is good. It's just like, if I didn't have anything else as a topping, it'd just be those two. Okay.
Yummy.